Alright, someone wanted to know my opinion on reptiles, so I'm going to, in this video, explain what I think about reptiles and the ancient races that guided the Native Americans and that sort of thing. And so to begin with, I'm wearing this hat because I usually don't wear a hat inside, but my hair looks like insanity, so just throwing a hat, so just bear with me. But anyway, on to the video. So before the Earth was called Earth, it was called Terra, according to reports, and this planet was, it used to sit on its axis like 90 degrees. The Earth used to never tilt on its axis, but because of war and bloodshed and these types of things, it even says in the Bible that the Earth actually began to tilt because of these bad phenomenons. And so, but before the Earth was called Earth, there was a race of reptiles that crashed into the planet, and so the ship came in, crashed into the planet, and now that there's these little pockets of places within the Earth that these reptiles live, so these beings are going to be. People wonder about the different sort of beings that live maybe in Area 51 or the Dark Side of the Moon, which is an album of Pink Floyd. But so these beings are going to live on the dark side of the moon. They're going to live underneath the earth. And so the Native Americans talked about a race of blue people, and these blue people came when the Native Americans were in Kentucky, because basically Kentucky is important because Kentucky is a portal. There's a portal underneath of Kentucky, the same way there's a portal in the Bermuda Triangle, the same way there's a portal in Antarctica. And so the way the Earth is shaped, the Earth concave, there's a portal on Antarctica, so these beings are able to fly in their ships through this portal in Antarctica, Kentucky, the Bermuda Triangle. Different beings are able to essentially be able to transform into this new density. And so, like the swastika and all that sort of thing was just basically from these aliens that that flew. That's where they got their technology from, was from these beings that could they stepped out of India from the old Sanskrit, but this particular race of aliens flies around, and they have swastikas on all of their different spaceships. They have swastikas on all their different technologies and all, and so that's where the Nazis got their rockets, because Waldbrod, he had trouble deploying his rockets because it wasn't man-made. And so so that being out of the way, first off, and then secondly, you have the issue of the same way humans can, like you can have a child with someone of a different race. Aliens can have acquired traits from different races. Like you have the Orion Wars in the beginning, and that's just the Galactic Wars. These different beings from Orion and stuff, they fight amongst each other, and I mean, there's like thousands of these races, so it's like it's you know, to explain all of this in one video would be kind of a lot. But so from what I know about the reptilians, they were the first ones to come to Earth, and they can basically cross with other beings, because there's other beings that live on Sirius and like these types of more aquatic type of surfaces where they can crossbreed with different. You can get different like reptilian hybrids. Like you can have a reptilian. It would be like half a reptilian and then half of another being, right? And so you have these beings that they can transfer information, and a lot of these beings are telepathic. So you can have, for example, like there's beings that live underneath of Brazil, and they claim to be from Atlantis. They're like Atlanteans. They're Atlantean beings, and so these race of aliens are able to essentially, they're telepathic. They had all the technologies that they had from Atlantis, and there's the Cherokee Indians told stories of all of these different beings. When they came up, like these beings gave them medicine. These blue people, like the song, what's that song called? Blue, yeah, ba-dee-da, ba-die. Yeah, well, these beings came and they helped out the Native Americans, and so the Native Americans bragged that they destroyed these beings, but that's not actually true, because you know, these beings, they may be able to be extraterrestrial, but that can change in a flash, because they have technology that even we don't have, so they can essentially burrow deep underneath the tunnels and all that type of thing, and your beings underneath the tunnel, your reptilians that live inside the earth. This is where the old like in the Kabbalah, the old Jewish rites, they have they still perform human sacrifice, and these sacrifices are made so that like your big pop stars and these types of people can acquire fame. They do it to this race of reptilians that are old in the old Jewish rites. So that's pretty much where all of that stuff comes from. And then you have the Sahara, the ancient Indians, the Moors, and pretty much the Moors just they come from. They tell stories of they found blue people. These beings have been found in every culture. There's the blue people in all different cultures. You have the blue people in Libya from the Moors, and then you have the blue people. They're like the blue people in Japan, and then you have the blue people in Kentucky. So you have all of these different places where the blue people can be. And like I said before, I mean, some of these beings are hybrids, so they can take human form. They can adjust themselves necessary to the situation that they find themselves in. And but I mean, you know, these beings exist, and you know, I hope I half-heartedly explained, just gave an introduction of the reptile beings, and you know, these beings, you know, they're from the old. I mean, these are the oldest beings on the planet. I mean, they're from the Draco star constellation. They're the ones that visited the planet first, and so these are your beings that are gonna essentially try to manipulate the lower realms of existence. They're gonna try to make people, you know, just like each other. They thrive on drama. They thrive on dysfunction and that sort of thing. And so that's just a quick introduction to the reptiles and the hybrids of reptiles mixed with the greys, who are another race of aliens. And I hope I explained the bases on the dark side of the moon, because like a lot of your beings on the bases on the dark side of the moon, they have eyes like they have like super open pupils, like they're hypersensitive to light, because on the dark side of the moon they never see light. And so, but there's all these different kinds of bases and everything, and there's just all this wonderful world out there of all these different beings that live on the dark side of the moon, and those are your beings that live underground. And I hope you found this video useful, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.